We are live, everyone. Welcome in TB Sports 27 here on this NXT Tuesday. And we're getting ready for an episode of Main Event that's going to be filled with NXT stars. And it only seems fitting, that that's going to be the case because this is the final stop before we head into NXT's Bash at the Beach. So we will get a full rundown of the entire Bash at the Beach card after this. And if you want to get a jump start on NXT Bash at the Beach, we are going to have NXT Level Up, which is the kickoff show. It's the Sunday Night Heat equivalent to NXT's TakeOver event. So we did NXT TakeOver. We did In Your House last time in full. We got NXT Bash at the Beach. And then we are just a handful of shows away before SummerSlam. So it's going to be big business coming up here on the channel. I guess, since they're back to the black and gold or the orange and white or whatever, I guess we can get rid of the old rainbow, right? Maybe after NXT Bash at the Beach, we can switch it over. But let's jump into it. Let's jump into main event. 4 big matches coming your way on this stream. A big hello to everyone joining us in the chat so far. Glad to have you guys aboard. A couple of plugs off the top to get you started. We encourage you guys to follow along with us on Twitter, TB Sports 27 on Twitter. We tweeted out early in the day that we were coming live at this time. So that's the best place to know when we are going live and to chat along with us. So TB Sports 27 on Twitter. You can check the links down below. And also, if you want to check out NXT Level Up, which we can announce that we are going to have a King of the Beach Battle Royal, as well as a no lifeguard on duty street fight. Now, the participants in those matches are going to be named at the end of this stream here, but NXT Level Up, the NXT Bash at the Beach kickoff show, 2 matches, they're going to be uploaded exclusively for our patrons. So if you're already a member of our Patreon page, you'll get those matches for free, and you're going to get them later tonight. So you can check that out, patreon.com/TBSports27, or click on the link in the description down below. Kicking things off, man, look at this. We got a little bit of an invasion here. It is going to be NXT versus WWE, and it is going to be Retribution, T-Bar, and Mace in action. But, you know what? Just so we can have the managers, typically we like to do tornado rules, but I want to see Slapjack and Kalisto at ringside, and the game does not allow you to have Slapjack and Kalisto at ringside if you do a tornado rules match. So we're going to skip that there for the time being. But yes, link in the description down below for Patreon, patreon.com/TBSports27. And that's where you can watch the Bash at the Beach Level Up show, King of the Beach Battle Royal, and the no lifeguard on duty street fight with our NXT superstars. A big thank you so far to all our patrons as well. We have we kind of mentioned on our last baseball stream that our headset was starting to go dead here. We ordered a brand new microphone. Now I don't know how this is going to work. I wanted to kind of get away from the headset. I don't really like wearing the headset here. So I bought a freestanding microphone, but with the problem is with the PS4, you can't plug a freestanding microphone into a PS4 controller because it is a USB only. So I bought a USB into a 3mm jack or 3.5mm converter. So I'm hoping that'll work so I can just plug it right into the controller. If not, the only other solution is I have to plug it into the PlayStation, which is all the way across the room at the top of the entertainment center. So I don't want to have a cord going across my room and in front of my TV. So hopefully that converter will work, and that's supposed to be delivered. I have Amazon Prime through my dad. It's supposed to be 2-day shipping. This thing's not going to get here till like 2 Sundays from now. So a big thank you to all of you that help out on Patreon, because of you guys on Patreon, we are able to buy brand new equipment just like that. So because of the support of our patrons, we're able to get new microphones and things of that sort. So big thank you. And again, as my way to say thank you to you, if you follow along with us at Patreon, you're going to get the 2 bonus matches, which is the NXT Level Up Kickoff Show. You're also going to get SummerSlam Throwback, which is going to be the tables, ladders, and chairs match, which is going to contain the tag team championships being on the line. It is going to be official. The Usos taking on Happy Go Lucky, taking on the Hardy Boys in a triple threat tables, ladders, and chairs match, SummerSlam Throwback. You're also going to see Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens in a first blood match. That is going to happen on SummerSlam Throwback. British Bulldog versus Bret the Hitman Hart for the Classic Intercontinental Championship. And you're going to see Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels 2, the rematch we never got. That is SummerSlam Throwback. It's a Patreon exclusive. And then also coming up on Patreon as well, you're going to get Sunday Night Heat, which is going to be the kickoff to SummerSlam. 3 exclusive matches on Sunday Night Heat, including championship matches as well. We uploaded as well on Patreon 2 of our classic Houston Astros fantasy draft episode, so that's an extra about 45 to 50 minutes of content. And also we uploaded a bonus episode of our Arizona Diamondbacks. We did a quick counts game, and that game actually ended up lasting, I thought it was going to be a 30-minute video. That game lasted over 50 minutes, so a near hour-long video and an insane game. If you're into our Arizona Diamondbacks franchise, a bonus game, the series finale with the Cleveland Guardians, is up on Patreon right now, patreon.com/tvsports27. Thank you to our historians, our super fans, our mega fans, and our ultra fans. A big thank you to all you guys jumping in the comments as well. A couple of you guys down there talking about Bray Wyatt. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of these guys in real life coming back to WWE, but we kind of have our own universe set up, right? So how do we figure in all these returns? Some of them we might do, some we might just leave out. Like, we obviously haven't done the Cody Rhodes return yet. It's just a matter of we kind of had our universe set with this roster, and, well, real life changing pretty fast and furious here. So NXT versus WWE. And, you know, they're kind of stealing our ideas. So when we started our universe mode, you know, we kind of said that main event was going to be the spot where the NXT guys can kind of get their shot at getting onto the main roster and things like that. It was going to be a mix of NXT and WWE. Well, have you guys been watching main event the last couple of weeks under the Paul Levesque regime? Coming up on main event this week, you guys are going to see, and talking about it in real life, you got Cedric Alexander in action against NXT stars. You have R-Truth in action. And wait a minute. Hold on. Mace getting kind of thrown around right now. You got R-Truth in action against Von Wagner. And I believe there were NXT stars in action last week. So main event, they're maybe taking a page out of our playbook a little bit. Main event kind of being the place where NXT is getting a little bit of the love. As you guys can tune into main event in real life and see NXT stars, well, you're seeing NXT stars right here. As Lucha House Party members of the NXT roster, you may very well see them at Bash at the Beach. Coming up here, NXT Bash at the Beach. Also, you guys saw the big return of Carl Anderson, right? Oh my God, what is happening to poor Slapjack? Carl Anderson made his return. And a lot of people are speculating whether there's going to be a working relationship between WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe a little defense of the Never Openweight Championship. So maybe a little G1 Supercard. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas that they're kind of being barred right now in WWE. Well, Lince Dorado and Slapjack going at it on the outside of the ring. Well, T-Bar just kind of hanging out inside the ring. Lince Dorado he's going to town right now. Now Dorado has got to be careful not to get counted out. This would be quite the ending here. And this, I don't even know if Dorado even knows the count right now. Boy, Slapjack, he kind of let Dorado go as Lince Dorado gets beheaded. Slapjack maybe kind of kept him contested outside the ring. Interesting tactic. Maybe we'll get a Lince Dorado Slapjack match in the future. Nice swinging DDT. And for the first time in this match, we are going to see Grand Metalik in action. You can see a lot slower. Typically, I don't like to do tag matches in this sort of a style, but I wanted to see the managers in action outside the ring. Look at that, up and over for Grand Metalik. I guess it's back to Mascarita Dorada, huh? Oh, the elbow by T-Bar, and T-Bar with this monstrous clothesline. Retribution continuing their domination, and we got a big card coming up on SummerSlam concerning Retribution. So we know that Mustafa Ali will challenge Edge inside Hell in a Cell for the WWE Undisputed Championship, and we know that it will be the Legends versus Retribution. T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack, and Machine. They're going to be going up against Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Goldberg, and The Undertaker. And if you want to see the Legends in action before we get to SummerSlam, we have two matches right now up on patreon.com/TBSports27. It is the Legends in a 8-man tag team matchup involving Kofi Kingston, members of the Conspiracy. I think Bobby Lashley was in the mix there. And then we also have one-on-one The Undertaker going up against Damian Priest. And that is on patreon.com/TBSports27. The Historian tier gets you in the door for all that bonus content. But right now, Lucha House Party kind of get back in control right now. You guys are chatting along in the chat. Good to see you there. Nice face buster by T-Bar. And here comes Mace. Big Mace stepping in. Oh, Mace taking down Lince Dorado. And Retribution with a huge matchup now. Retribution 2.0 have continued their dominating ways. We saw the big win for Machine, and we've pretty much seen Retribution, I think, unbeaten since they became Retribution 2.0. Huge matchup coming up at SummerSlam, 8-man tag team match. Mace stomping away at Lince Dorado, and again, Mace must say. That's right, Retribution is getting stronger and stronger. You got that right. Big clothesline. Was that the signature? I don't know. Was it? I don't think it was. There it was. The spear by Mace. And it might be the beginning of the end of Lucha House Party right now. Mace slams him down. Huge spine buster slam. And I think Mace just kind of let that one go. But it is all Retribution. It's not even close for the NXT guys. Well, Lince Dorado, he's going to get a little bit of reprieve right here as Mascarita, I should say Grand Metalik, is going to take down Mace. So an opportunity for Lince Dorado. Into the corner, ducking out of it. We're going to see more NXT in action later tonight. Boom, again, Mace. Forget about it. Dorado, he needs a tag in a bad way, and he gets it. Here we go. Grand Metalik, but Metalik wiped out by T-Bar. This Retribution 2.0 is something special right here. This is going to be the last episode of Main Event this month. As you guys know, with SummerSlam Throwback coming up, Patreon exclusive. As it is, we are not going to have an episode of Main Event before the pay-per-view. but it's going to be a big one. SummerSlam throwback. Bret Hart, British Bulldog, the rematch for the Intercontinental Championship. First blood match. Brock Lesnar versus Kevin Owens. A throwback to Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton's bloody battle at SummerSlam. We also have tables, ladders, and chairs with the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line. Yes, before we get to SummerSlam, WWE Tag Team Championships on the line. And it's going to be a tables, ladders, and chairs match. And how about it? Making their return to the WWE, the Hardy Boys are going to be in the match. It's a tribute to SummerSlam 2000, as well as the Usos. And it's a little bit of feast your eyes right now. And with Dorado incapacitated on the floor, a dominant performance here on Main Event by Retribution. Hardy Boys, Usos, happy-go-lucky, triple threat, tables, ladders, and chairs match on SummerSlam Throwback. And then we got the rematch from SummerSlam 05. It is going to be Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels, as Shawn Michaels preps for his match coming up with Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam. And Hogan gets ready to team up with Goldberg and Undertaker and John Cena against this crew that looks as dominant as could be. We're expected to name an interim president coming up following SummerSlam. Those announcements are in the work. We still have no boss with Mr. McMahon's sudden retirement and a lot of uneasy feeling in the air with the possibility of Retribution capturing the WWE Undisputed Championship coming up at SummerSlam. So, my goodness, a lot going on there. This is going to be an interesting match here. We got next Drew McIntyre, Matt Riddle, and Cedric Alexander. So Cedric Alexander is part of NXT. Of course, Matt Riddle, he is prepping for what is going to be a fatal four-way tag team matchup coming up at SummerSlam. And Drew McIntyre looking to keep his momentum up as he is going to take on the Big Boss Man in the ambulance match coming up at SummerSlam. So big action all on the way. All right, here we go. Let's jump into it. Triple threat.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring, representing RK-Bro from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 216 pounds. Riddle.
Here comes the bro, who in real life, he's been having quite the run in WWE. Here in our world, as we said, still got the tag team with Randy Orton. RK-Bro, the friendship that they developed with Jordan Devlin, as Devlin has been making his rounds in. Jordan Devlin climbing up the rankings in WWE. And Cedric Alexander looking to do the same as he is part of our NXT roster here. The next match coming up, a fatal four-way, but we're going to do some modifications a little bit. It's not going to be the match that you see there. We're going to see some of the top contenders, what I assume is going to be a championship match coming up at Bash at the Beach. I don't know what the card looks like yet. We know that Samoa Joe, NXT champion, is going to be here, as well as Braun Breaker. So that should be interesting. Maybe we even throw Edge in the mix. Maybe we get a little of the WWE champion in there, huh? I don't know. Let's see. But meanwhile, here comes Drew McIntyre. The Big Boss Man skipped out on the stipulation of the jailhouse match, and then they had a Patreon exclusive following main event a number of weeks ago, a backstage brawl which directly led to the ambulance match that we are going to see coming up at SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre, Big Boss Man in the ambulance match. So here we go. Triple threat matchup here. We got a Fatal 4-Way up next. And then a NXT tag team match in our main event. So a lot of good action still to come. And then over on Patreon, it's going to be uploaded right after this. We're going to film it right after this. But it's going to be the King of the Beach Battle Royal. And then you're going to see the No Lifeguard on Duty street fight, beach fight, whatever you want to call it. And once we see what the card looks like for Bash at the Beach, we'll be able to announce the participants for the No Lifeguard on Duty street fight. And then, of course, the Battle Royal is going to be with participants not on the Bash at the Beach card. So potentially for a Cedric Alexander or Shelton Benjamin, something like that, to find themselves on the card there. Cedric Alexander with the vicious spine kick there to Drew McIntyre. Armbar locked in. Big hello to all you guys joining in the chat. Glad to have you here as always. Some of our big fans joining in. Big welcome and hello. Cedric Alexander sending Drew McIntyre to the floor, to the outside of the ring here. A lot of preparation coming up. SummerSlam on the horizon. NXT Bash at the Beach on the horizon as well. NXT Level Up is coming. NXT or WWE Sunday Night Heat, the return. Sunday Night Heat, you guys excited for Sunday Night Heat to be back? 3 exclusive matches which will be announced sometime next week. And that's on the Universe mode card of next week, not real life next week. And we do know that we are going to have championship matches on that Sunday Night Heat card. So stay tuned for which matches, 3 of them exclusive Sunday Night Heat matches. So get ready. So the Bro and Drew McIntyre in the ring. Look at this. Oh, McIntyre tried to put his hands up to get the block, but Matt Riddle still wiped him out. Got the little MMA, the heel hook locked in under Drew McIntyre. And McIntyre's just going to roll out to the floor. Are we going to see any appearance by Big Boss Man? Well, I hate to say it, folks. I'm getting word right now in my headset. And, of course, it wouldn't be an evening with Retribution without there being some kind of property damage. On their way out, apparently Retribution celebrating their win. Machine did quite a bit of damage done to some property backstage. I understand quite a bit of electrical equipment, some travel cases as well. Some of our TVs destroyed backstage. And who's going to reprimand these guys? I mean, we kind of have Adam Pearce running things. And Adam Pearce is great, but he's great as kind of being in charge of a show, but he doesn't know how to run an entire company. So we got to figure this thing out soon. Who's going to be new boss of WWE? We don't know, but this interim president needs to get here very, very, very soon because a lot of damage is being done. I am being told now that a car has been tipped over in the parking lot. That Machine got up under the car, T-bar mace, and I don't know whose car it is. Car's been flipped in the parking lot from Retribution. These guys are absolutely out of control, and hopefully the legends put an ending to these guys once and for all. Goldberg, Cena, Hogan, Undertaker, and they looked mighty good on WWE Dark. I'll just say that. They had the tag team, the 8-man tag on WWE Dark, and they looked really, really good in that match. So get ready, Retribution 2.0. That's all I got to say about that. Meanwhile, we're seeing a pretty good triple threat match right here. And McIntyre going upstairs, and he hits a clubbing blow onto Matt Riddle. And out of nowhere, the Claymore kick onto Cedric Alexander. And what a 1-2 punch. No, Alexander kicking out The bloody blow by McIntyre. The Claymore kick wasn't enough to put away Cedric Alexander. And Alexander kicking out again. My goodness. Oh! Matt Riddle. Drew McIntyre keeping Riddle on the outside of the ring here. And Drew McIntyre. Oh, look at Alexander. DDT onto McIntyre. Cedric giving up a lot of size to Drew McIntyre. But he's in there. He wants to get back on the main roster. McIntyre was there. Former member of the Hurt Business. He's been on NXT in Our Universe mode here. Along with Shelton Benjamin. Both of those guys would like to get the call up back to the main roster. Up and over. Look at Alexander. Oh my God. That looked like that McIntyre was going to sneak out of there, but somehow Cedric Alexander hit the big blow. My goodness. Clothesline again by McIntyre. Now, this is triple threat, right? So anything goes. Oh, and we see it right there, the sledgehammer attack. McIntyre might end up in the hospital before the ambulance match. Look at the original bro, this triple threat match. And, oh my goodness, and McIntyre, Claymore kick. He absorbed the blows of the sledgehammer, came back with the Claymore, and will get the victory on Matt Riddle. How about McIntyre overcoming the shots, overcoming the sledgehammer blows? My goodness. Wow.
Here is your winner.
I think Drew McIntyre is ready for the ambulance match, guys. Drew McIntyre victorious here. And, of course, after the match, the camera's not there, but the big boss man has come in with the sledgehammer, and he's using it, and now he takes the nightstick, sledgehammer in the ring, and the nightstick, and he is beating the daylights right now out of Drew McIntyre. Unbelievable. Big boss man, Drew McIntyre. It's the ambulance match, and it is coming your way. My goodness. It is NXT, or it is WWE SummerSlam. So we're going to edit this one a little bit here before we get into our main event. And guess what? We're just going to do a little one-on-one, and this is going to be your NXT action. How about that? So we're going to see on one side Gunther, and he's going to be led by members of Legado del Fantasma. In fact, all the managers of not Legado del Fantasma, that's who they're going to go up against. It's going to be Imperium, including Alexander Wolf, and he's going to go up against the Boss Man, who we've kind of talked about. They've made quite a bit of strides here in WWE, and in main event, trying to get that main roster call up, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if that happens for these guys pretty soon. We saw them in real life, made their appearance on SmackDown, so maybe it is only a matter of time, right? Anyway, I'm too busy talking. I can't see where I'm going. There's our guy. We gotta add manager, so I can't. You can only add. I guess that would make sense, right? 6. No, it doesn't make any sense. You should be able to have 3 managers. 3 on each side, because that would be 8. You could have 8 on the screen at the same time. God, well, okay, well, I gotta edit this now. Give him just 2 managers, so sorry to Alexander Wolf. That's really weird. I didn't know that was a thing. So I guess the debate is, obviously, you know, do you go with the names that are in the game here? You know, Marcel Bartel, Fabian Eicher, or do we call him Giovanni Vinci? I guess we kind of go with their real life names, right? It's confusing. It's confusing what you go with here. Oh, I forget you can't jump ahead. I forget you can't jump ahead. That's a weird thing in this game, that you can't just, like, do one match and then go backwards. Alright, well, we'll do this match first. How about it? The Fatal 4-Way coming up here. This is going to be a good one. So we are going to see Samoa Joe, who is our NXT champion. We're also going to see Braun Breaker. Of course, everyone knows about Braun. Not Braun Strowman. About Braun Breaker. Making kind of strides. How about our double champion, right? How about Edge in the mix? Who else can we throw there? Here's a big name we could throw in the mix. Let's shuffle it up. See who we want to put in there with Edge. Bobby Lashley, it's interesting. Ooh, Randy Orton. Well, we saw Riddle. Let's see Randy Orton in the mix. Here we go. So this is going to be a big one. Look at this Fatal 4-Way. And I would expect Braun Breaker and Samoa Joe to have an appearance coming up here. And you know what? I'm going to watch this one with you guys. I just want to sit back and watch it with you. You know, every once in a while, I like to do that. Just watch the match take place. That's exactly what we're going to do right here in this one. Oh, Soft Drink TV dropped his review. NBA 2K23. I've been hearing a lot of bad stuff about sports games these days. A lot of people have been talking about NBA, and share your thoughts in the chat down below. We got a couple of our guys. We got Brian and KJ and a couple of our fellas in the chat right now. I want to know your thought on some of these games, because a lot of people have been kind of going in on the story mode of NBA 2K23, that it's very, very bad. And then, of course, Mr. Hurricane, he just uploaded a really cool video. I watched it this morning of this NFL 2K5 mod. And the reason he's playing that is because Madden 23 is so bad. So I don't know what's going on these days with sports games or developers or what. But there is your NXT champion. He won it. And NXT's in your house. You can check the replay of that in the archives right here on YouTube. So good to see the NXT champ here. Samoa Joe been doing his thing. He's another guy. He's the veteran that has been on the main roster before. He goes to NXT sometimes. He's running NXT. Are we going to see Samoa Joe pop back up in WWE somewhere down the line? It's possible. But for now, here comes Braun Breaker. I don't know if this is going to be the match. We've been seeing these guys battle on NXT. We're going to have to see what the card looks like, because I don't play the NXT cards up to the takeovers. It's kind of whatever they give us is the card we go with. So it'll be a mystery for all of us. Unlike SummerSlam, I can run through while we're going through these entrances, because we got a couple of them. Let's run through the SummerSlam card. We do know SummerSlam on the horizons. And again, we're going to have SummerSlam Throwback, which is going to be a Patreon exclusive. TV Sports 27 on Patreon, patreon.com/TVSports27. The Historian tier gets you in the door. Tables, ladders, and chairs match for the Tag Team Championships. The Hardy Boys return to WWE. We got Hogan versus Michaels, the rematch. We have the First Blood match between Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens. And we have Bret Hart versus British Bulldog for the Classic Intercontinental Championship. That is SummerSlam Takeover, or SummerSlam Throwback. Here is SummerSlam, which will be streamed for you guys, for the subscribers right here on YouTube. And here is the card we have up until this point. WWE Undisputed Championship on the line inside Hell in a Cell. Perhaps one of the most important WWE Championship matches in history. This man coming out right now, Edge. He is the Undisputed Champion. He is the Intercontinental Champion. And he will be defending the Undisputed Championship against Mustafa Ali, the leader of Retribution inside Hell in a Cell. We are going to get, just no matter what happens at TLC, the Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match at SummerSlam Throwback will be for the Tag Team Championships. Hardy Boys versus Happy Go Lucky versus the Usos. Whoever wins that match, they will be defending the Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam. Right now it's scheduled to be Happy Go Lucky versus the Usos. If the Hardy Boys win, they'll be added to that match. If the Usos win, it'll be a rematch for the tag titles. And if Happy Go Lucky wins, then they got to fend off the Usos. That is at SummerSlam. The Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. That is now a triple threat match as Kiwi Glow defeated Thunder Rock on SmackDown, which put them in this match, make it a triple threat. So it's Generation Now, Natalya and Tamina defending their titles against Thunder Rock, Io Shirai, Mayu Iwatani, and Kiwi Glow, who is Dakota Kai and Naomi, of course, we just talked about, and you guys heard the beatdown by the Big Boss Man. It is the ambulance match. Anything goes, no holds barred. Drew McIntyre versus the Big Boss Man. WWE Women's Championship on the line, triple threat match. Becky Lynch defending against Asuka and Bianca Belair. How about this one? Finn Balor and a mystery partner taking on Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano of the KO Way. We are less than 2-3 weeks away from the G1 Supercard. Is it going to be somebody from New Japan Pro Wrestling? Somebody else? We don't know. I mean, anything's possible. We saw the Club reunite on Raw. I mean, anything can happen. Dolph Ziggler versus Shawn Michaels. As Dolph Ziggler, the dude with attitude, Shawn Michaels one-on-one. Ric Flair continuing his disparaging comments of Bobby Roode on his podcast. It is going to be Ric Flair versus Bobby Roode one-on-one at SummerSlam. The United States Championship on the line. Austin Theory will finally defend against Brock Lesnar. He's avoided Brock Lesnar for an entire month. The United States Championship on the line at SummerSlam. Austin Theory defends against Brock Lesnar. We have the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team matchup. It is going to be the Conspiracy, Sami Zayn and Damian Priest going up against RK Bro versus the Hurt Business. Look at Braun Breaker. My goodness, this dude is jacked. Versus the Hurt Business versus the New Day. Conspiracy, RK Bro, Hurt Business, New Day, Fatal 4-Way. And then we talked about it, the Legends versus Retribution. T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack, Machine, in an 8-man tag going up against Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Undertaker, and Goldberg. And if you want to see the Legends in action before SummerSlam, you can do that right now. Patreon.com/TVSports27. WWE Dark had the 8-man tag involving that Legends tag team. And then on SmackDown, it was WWE Dark Episode 4. You gotta check out the set we have for that show. Undertaker one-on-one with Damian Priest. Whew, I need a water. Hold on. Whew, that's a lot of talking, huh? But that's the stat card. Nobody does pay-per-view like TV Sports 27. You know what I mean? Nobody does it quite like us. Even going back to our Alliance days with the Alliance, we had a pretty awesome couple of shows. We had UK TakeOver, which was the Alliance TakeOver, and we had a really good Money in the Bank card as well. So, Fatal 4-Way, and then we got our main event coming up, which is going to be Gunther going up in action. He's going to be taking on Santos Escobar. And then, right after that, we are going to film the 2 exclusive matches for Patreon. It is going to be NXT Level Up, which is the kickoff show for NXT Bash at the Beach. And it is going to be the King of the Beach Battle Royal. And you're also going to see the No Lifeguard on Duty Street Fight. Oh, wait a minute. What happened there? Why does it seem like guys are just letting go of pinfalls? You notice that happened in the first match, too. Braun Breaker nearly had the 3 count. Look at Randy Orton. When have you ever seen Randy Orton getting twisted in a pretzel? And here we go. Breaker and Samoa Joe, which has been the rivalry the last number of weeks on NXT. Oh, my God. That's a good way to shatter some kneecaps. Holy smokes. That doesn't feel good. Wow. So Joe, and look at this, NXT champion versus undisputed WWE champion, and Edge nearly pinned the NXT champion, but Randy Orton comes in there to break it up. Edge, huge week coming up. Edge will be defending the Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins on SmackDown, and then at SummerSlam, he'll be defending the Undisputed Championship against Mustafa Ali inside Hell in a Cell. Randy Orton. Oh my God. The fortitude, the testosterone fortitude to lift up Samoa Joe, and Joe just squashing Braun Breaker in the corner, and again Joe sent into the buckle, squashing Braun Breaker. Joe is down, and Joe kicking out just before the referee, the count of 3. Edge. Samoa Joe just getting thrown around like he's Rey Mysterio right now. And Braun Breaker, look at this. Samoa Joe, he's either got some major weight loss diet I don't know about, because, you know, he's a big Samoan, and Randy Orton and Breaker just picking him up like he's nothing. Oh, RKO out of nowhere. He hits it on Edge. Edge. And he kicks out. Oh, my God. Edge with 2 huge championship defenses. What if Randy Orton knocks off Edge? Coquina clutch. Edge breaks it up. We still have Gunther coming up against Santos Escobar. This has been a stacked card here on Main Event, and Samoa Joe, no, only a 2 count. Braun Breaker kicks out. Unbelievable. What kind of pinfall is that? Randy Orton with the pinfall onto Samoa Joe and Orton right now. Hitting Braun Breaker between the eyes. Backbreaker. And Randy Orton's going to twist his back just as much, right? Orton now just stomping away. The Fatal 4-Way is kind of slowing down just a little bit, right? It's gotten a little slower here. These guys just catching their breath at the moment. Here comes the undisputed WWE champion as well as the Intercontinental champion, only he's not Kota Ibushi. He's not trying to unify those. Edge defending both championships on their own. What a guy. Comic drop by Joe. Hits the ropes. This is Joe's version of the Claymore kick. And then a floating bro. Edge, though, breaking it up. So cool here. WWE Undisputed Champion and NXT Champion going at it right now. Neck breaker from Edge. And Samoa Joe kicks out. Maybe Edge is going to be the belt collector. Does he want to add another belt to his repertoire? The next Austin Aries, right? Covered by Breaker. And Edge stops the pinfall attempt in its tracks. Meltzer giving this one 4 stars, which is what he gave the 8-man tag on WWE Dark, which is our Patreon exclusive show. And Breaker heading up top. He's got Orton. He's got Orton in a bad way. Superplex. I think that knocked Edge down. I think that superplex startled Edge. Breaker going right in there, and Edge rocks him. Braun Breaker holding his own, saying, I'm ready for the main roster. from behind. Nice back slam by Breakker. Braun Breakker up and over, throwing the WWE Champion around. Randy Orton put a stop to all that. Joe, Edge, gut buster to Randy Orton. Luthez by Randy Orton. Bit of a chokehold. Referee's gotta break that one up. Edge. Oh, he was waiting for Orton to turn around. Now Joe hammering away at Orton. Tie up here. I bet Orton's wishing, you know, we talk about SummerSlam throwback on Patreon. Kind of a throwback to the Randy Orton Brock Lesnar match, but instead it's going to be Brock Lesnar and Kevin Owens because of Kevin Owens' rivalry with members of the KOA. Glad Randy Orton's probably glad not to be in that battle again. But who knows, if he could get a win, he nearly pinned Edge. He might stake a claim and be like, hey, I want that shot against Brock. I want to take on Brock Lesnar. Irish whip into the buckle, and right now, a huge opportunity in Braun Breaker's career. He's left one-on-one with the Rated R Superstar, the WWE Champion, and Edge guillotined off the top rope, staggering to his feet. Breakker turning Edge inside out. The Rikishi clothesline right there, but Edge from behind, a stomp on the old ACL right there, the old Achilles. Oh my God. Execution. NXT champion caught from behind. Sent up and over. And Edge heads to the floor. Yeah, that might be a bit of a mistake. Because now he's leaving Randy Orton and Braun Breakker all alone. And Randy Orton's going to try to put away the young Braun Breakker. The educator. Now Joe's tapping out. You can't do it on the outside. That's why I think that was a mistake that Edge didn't stay on the inside there. And Edge, I don't know what Edge is thinking right now. Edge is going to get in there and break this one up. Randy Orton. Big suplex. Trying to stomp away at Breakker. Dropping Breakker on the back of his head. Welcome to the big time, Braun. Well, he grew up in a Steiner family, so he ought to be used to being thrown around on the top of his head, right? We got blood. We got the strawberry jelly. The Red River running across the face of Samoa Joe right now. Joe don't care. That just woke up Joe. Nation of violence, right? Look at Orton. How do you expect Gunther and Santos Escobar to follow this? Forget about it. Collar elbow tie up here. Joe from behind, and Braun Breakker just run right down the buckle. Edge. What if Edge gets pinned, man? A 5-star match by Dave Meltzer. On this one, Edge was going for the Impaler DDT, the execution there. Joe and Edge. And Joe about takes off Edge's head. Could be setting up for the Coquina clutch. And is our WWE champion gonna lose momentum going into SummerSlam? No. Braun Breakker breaks it up, and it continues. We need a time limit on this. We're gonna put a time limit on this. My goodness. Shot by Edge right there. Up and over goes Edge. Randy Orton fired up. Edge is hammering away at Breakker. Oh my God, is this going to be it out of nowhere? No, Randy Orton gets out of it. I wasn't expecting this one to go this long, but it's going. It's going, folks. Ace first into that steel beam. Right under the turnbuckle there. Breaker sending Orton to the floor. How brutal is Breaker? And now Breaker with another opportunity again. He's got the double champ in the ring, but the veteran Edge catches Breaker. They tie up. And what's happened? Oh, well, he's got him up in the rope, so referee's gotta put an end to that one at some point. And up and over, a little SOS to Edge. And he covers Edge here. Oh, Braun Breaker, a second away from the biggest win in his young career. And Edge out of nowhere hits the DDT. And now for good measure, about to put the young Braun Breaker away. Wait a minute, no, Braun countered with the DDT. Are you kidding me? Edge taps out. And you have to imagine, well, that's a huge win. That's got to be the biggest win in the career. Braun Breaker right there. And you have to imagine, in the back of Edge's head was the fact that he had the Intercontinental Championship defense and the WWE Undisputed Championship defense inside Hell in a Cell. But with that win, you have to imagine somewhere down the line, Braun Breaker is going to get an opportunity at Edge. That is unbelievable. Wow. He submitted Edge, but was it a real submission? Or was Edge trying to preserve himself for the upcoming championship defenses? That's the question. Wow. Edge submitted by Braun Breaker, folks. All right, now, with all that being said, it is main event time. These guys got to follow that. Santos Escobar against Gunther. What a card we've had so far. We had the tag team match, the Retribution tag team match. We had the triple threat. We saw the Big Boss Man attack. Equipment damage happened. And I don't know why the Legato entrance is like this. That should be Santos Escobar out front, obviously.
The following contest is scheduled for
and Santos Escobar, your NXT North American champion.
Legado del Fantasma from Mexico City, Mexico. Weighing in at 200.
You're seeing a lot of the NXT champions in the mix. Of course, you're going to see the NXT Tag Team Champions coming up here in Imperium. We saw the NXT Champion Samoa Joe. We got the NXT North American Champion in the ring. And this is all leading up to NXT's Bash at the Beach. But coming up after this, it's probably going to be up by maybe 10:30, maybe a little later, but somewhere around there. NXT Level Up, the Battle Royal, King of the Beach Battle Royal, and the No Lifeguard on Duty Street Fight.
And his opponent, representing Imperium from Vienna, Austria, weighing in
Gunther, Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser. A lot of NXT Championship gold are represented on this card tonight. Gold, Jerry, gold. And here we go. Escobar versus Gunther. And Gunther with the open hand slaps Escobar, trying to just use his quickness right there. And to no avail on Gunther. Gunther taking the early advantage, and if Gunther gets the win over the NXT North American Champion, what happens at NXT Bash at the Beach? Does Gunther get the championship opportunity? That is a question. Irish whip and up and over. Yeah, how about it? Maybe we need to add the You know how we had the European Championship in the past in WWE? Remember we need to add the NXT United Kingdom Championship. We don't have NXT UK, and obviously in real life, NXT UK no longer a thing. But maybe we can add that in. What do you guys think? You guys want to see an extra championship in NXT? Everyone's just doing championships these days. Oh, Gunther with the back elbow and the big boot. Forget about it. What a brutal man. Oh, and Gunther knocking him down. Oh my God. And you wouldn't think, I mean, look at him. No elbow pads, no knee pads, no shin pads. You wouldn't think he would be able to do stuff like that, right? You would think he's going to do more damage to himself doing those kind of moves, but it seems to not even affect Gunther at all. Oh, how about that? Santos Escobar with a chop of his own to Gunther. Taking him right down off his feet. And Gunther returning the favor. My God, the amount of blood we are seeing on Main Event tonight is incredible. Only on TV Sports 27 Universe mode are you going to get matches on Main Event. 3 matches on Main Event with blood. Riddle, Joe, Escobar. All bloody messes. And Escobar right now, it's almost like no contest with Gunther. The way he's getting knocked around. Oh my God, I thought he had him right there. And Gunther thought he had him too. Well, unfortunately for Escobar, it might be the finishing touches. And what a one-sided battle this is going to end up being. How about the triple power bomb from the ring general? North American champion got beat down like John Cena at SummerSlam. I'm talking about SummerSlam throwback. That looked like John Cena, Brock Lesnar. That was a dominant performance by Gunther. And if we don't see it on the card, we're going to add it in. Gunther's got to get a North American Championship opportunity. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Main Event. We saw a lot of action from our NXT superstars as well as our WWE superstars. You saw the Undisputed Champion Edge in action. And Gunther with a dominant performance over Santos Escobar. So again, we're going to look at the card coming up for Bash at the Beach. Get you all ready for NXT Bash at the Beach. And then on Patreon. Patreon.com/TBSports27. We're going to kick it off. 2 bonus matches coming up tonight. It's NXT Level Up, the Battle Royal, the King of the Beach Battle Royal, and the No Lifeguard on Duty Street Fight. So that was Main Event, and what a show it was. Now, let's take a look at the card for NXT's Bash at the Beach. Here we go. Let's see what we got. We have a fatal 4-way tag team match. Look at this. We have Tyler Bate and Humberto Carrillo. What are these teams here? These are like some lethal lottery teams. Joaquin Wilde and Farouk. Trent Seven and Angel Garza and Raul Mendoza and Cesaro. That is I don't know. I might modify that one a little bit to do some actual real teams because that's a kind of a bizarre one. We have a steel cage match at Bash at the Beach. How about that? Cameron Grimes versus Mansoor. So that should be good. We have Mickie James and Toni Storm. Who's the women's championship? The women's title be on the line in this one? Well, there's our tag team championship match. Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel against Breezango. I don't know. Maybe we almost need to do something. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. We have the Creed brothers in their rivalry match against Lucha House Party. And we have Timothy Thatcher and Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship. So that is quite the interesting main event. Okay, so with that being said, you know what? How about instead of the this weird, bizarre tag team match. That is where we're going to do our North American Championship match between Gunther and Santos Escobar, right? I think that would make more sense. Then we have the rivalry matches. Who's our women's champion on NXT? Maybe we can do that. Maybe that can be on the NXT Level Up kickoff show, since we got that little rivalry going on here. Let's look at where we go. My Universe here, champion. Yeah, is that where we're looking? No, we want. Where the heck do we go for this? Shows, I guess. Yep, there we go. Raquel Rodriguez. So, you know what? That's what we're going to do. We are going to have that as part of our NXT Level Up show on Patreon. It is going to be the No Lifeguard on Duty street fight, and there's going to be kind of what we saw at In Your House, right? So we had Raquel Rodriguez. Let's look at who else is on the NXT roster. It's because it's been a while, but I think I'm going to put her up against Carmella. So, they don't just show us the NXT roster here. I guess we can go to Power Rankings, right? Okay, here we go. So we know that Mickie James, she's going to be on the actual card here. We got Toni Storm. We got Carmella. We got Lacey Evans. We got Alba Fire. Peyton Royce, Tegan Knox, Billie Kay, Candice LeRae, Hazuki, Cora Jade, Dana Brooke, Lana. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do Carmella, who was part of that mix. Carmella, and it's kind of like a rematch from In Your House. So it is going to happen. It is going to be the Battle Royal. That is coming up at NXT Level Up the Kickoff Show exclusively on Patreon, patreon.com/TBSports27, King of the Beach Battle Royal. And in fact, that's better. Instead of doing that 8-man match, let's just put those guys in the match, right? The King of the Beach Battle Royal on NXT Level Up, and then the No Lifeguard on Duty street fight for the NXT Women's Championship, Carmella versus Raquel Rodriguez. And that is going to happen exclusively patreon.com/TBSports27. So with all that being said, we'll see you over on Patreon for the kickoff to NXT Bash at the Beach, and then we'll see you later this week for NXT Bash at the Beach. What a card it's going to be.